Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my friends, all across the globe today. My name is Leaf, and as always, it is so awesome to have you guys here once again for another speed build in Kalahari Zoo. Now, this one is easily my favorite habitat so far. Like, I had the most amount of fun with this one. More than, like, even the meerkats, more than the hyenas. This one was just, like, a blast to make. And I don't know, it was just really fun and refreshing to do something a little different, a little wacky, and something a little bit more fun. So yeah, so here we are making the FENNEC Fox exhibit, and I wanted to experiment a little bit with that new log piece. I know, like, there's a little bit of leeway with it. There's a little interesting thing that we do with it later on. I'm not even sure if it's in this video, or if I do it in between this one and the next one, but we'll check it out in just a little bit. Maybe you guys will see it tomorrow too. Who knows, maybe the next day. I don't really know. I don't really have a set schedule for you guys, but hey. So one of the things I wanted to do was connect these various like platforms with these logs. And unfortunately, they aren't able to cross over gaps with it, which, you know, it would have been an awesome feature to have. Just having these guys like traverse their habitat through like little tunnels, I guess. But unfortunately, they really aren't able to utilize them, so I do need to bridge the gaps with, like, you know, a little bit of rock, a little bit of something. And yeah, like, basically this whole first part of the video is me trying to figure out how, like, their mechanics work, how they can really maneuver their environment. And yeah, it just isn't really up to speed of how I would like it. And unfortunately, they are only able to go in one way and not through the other. So one of the things I do have is like a little bit of a display area for them, I guess. They can come like right up to the guest perspective, I guess. I don't really know. But they kind of get stuck there, so you have to move them like every so often. It sucks, but you know, hopefully Frontier will be able to like update it so they can move both ways. That'd be really interesting to see, but who knows. So here I am just doing a little bit more of terrain work, just making sure that this area blends really well. And once we actually get like this whole main street poppin', it starts to look amazing. And you guys can see like all these transitions I do. I could not sit down and do this all in one go. I really had to take a few breaks in between all of this. And I really like what I did over here. So I do these like archways, and they kind of remind me of like the Zoo Tycoon Marine Mania walls, if you guys have ever played that. But I just really do love how well they came out. And I don't know, just using like stained glass, it gives it a really nice effect, and I love how well it came out. So yeah, that's like one of my favorite things I did over here. And it was just figuring out which of the glass pieces would fit in well over here. I guess I could have used a longer glass in retrospect, so I wouldn't need to like get those lines and stuff, but hey, it looks good nonetheless. I really wanted to have some pillars as well, just basically, you know, highlight the fence itself. I wanted to have like two perspectives into the exhibit, just one where you're like actually going through in like a elevated path, and one that you can actually see it from the entrance of the zoo itself. Just decorating like the rest of it, making it blend in. That's something that I absolutely do love doing, and it's easily one of my favorite parts of Planet Zoo. It's just the whole blending that you do with environments and exhibits and stuff. It's just like, you know, you're setting up the stage, and then you're just trying to like, you know, you're setting up like the main elements of the stage, and then you just need to blend it all together so it feels a lot more organic. And that's what I really do love about this game. And it's something that I love about, like, you know, the creativity in general. Like, you know, it's pretty fun. And I especially do something with these fences. I think I actually do it in the next episode. But no, I just really do love how this area came out. And I tried to do a little bit of like a cave thing over here, but I instead opt for something a little bit more different. I wanted to have a little bit of shelter, as you saw right there, but it just didn't. It wasn't in the cards, guys. I am sorry. I also put a little bit of water down there just because we haven't had any water yet. And I may actually make it a little bit more murky just to have it look a little bit more natural. And, you know, I actually do put some water features in the next episode, so do please be tuned for that. I can't even talk, guys. But hey, you guys don't come here for my commentary, you come here for my good looks. That's why I have a face cam right now, you know? But yeah, here I am just working on like the rest of the blending of the exhibit. Not really sure what else to say about it. It's just, you know, your classic, typical, just blending in episode. But yeah, I really do love the FENNEC Foxes. I really need to say though, Frontier has absolutely matched Gen's potential with the FENNEC Fox. I could have just dealt with the mod, I guess. But it's good to actually have an official Frontier one. I honestly can't really tell the difference between the two, but I'm really just happy we get like more official, more small animals in the game. And that's something I feel like a lot of people do complain about the Africa pack about, is that we have 3 new small creatures, but we don't really have like any large headliner creatures besides like the rhino. And if you're not really into, you know, the big rhinos as much as I am, it really doesn't mean much. I don't really know. Like, they're really cool to have. They're like a necessity to have, I would say. But, you know, when it all comes down to it, it's just a rhino. We already had it as a mod. Again, like, this is going back to the Africa Pack is trash video. Not even is trash, is the Africa Pack trash video. I really would have preferred, like, a lot more unique creatures, especially birds. Like, Africa has so many, like, slept-on birds. Like, I don't know, the shoebill is one of my favorite ones to have. I would absolutely die if that came out as a mod sometime soon. But yeah, there's the secretary bird, which is also a very beautiful one at that. And like, you know, they're very classic African birds. Maybe even a crowned crane would have worked really well. But, you know, that's just all me. That's all speculation of Lil Leaf. I really would have preferred, like, a lot of these, you know, staple African birds. And, like, Africa is all about birds, bro. I mean, I don't know. We have, like, all these large animals and stuff in Africa already. I would have preferred, like, you know, the medium-sized ones. But, hey, Leaf is just rambling. So over here, I want to add a little bit of a shade structure. And this actually worked out in both perspectives of, like, the exhibit, and as well as there's a bird outside my window, speaking of birds. But no, it just works out for shade for the exhibit and shade for the entrance, and I talk about that a little bit later on. Now these fences, I absolutely love these new wood pieces, and they work out great for, you know, nice organic kind of rundown fences like this. And I do decorate the exhibit a little bit with a lot of them just to make sure it feels a lot more organic, and I love... Alright, so I'm not sure if you guys check out my Instagram. First of all, plugging the Instagram right now. Go check me out, Leaf Z Productions. I already have like a little hint at the next episode already, so go check that out as soon as you can. But one of the things I wanted to include over here was a little bit of a more rustic fence kind of look, and make it look a little bit more lived in by people, and have these FENNEC fox structures like all over. I actually do include that in here, yeah. So the FENNEC foxes can go out there, but they get stuck afterwards. So you need to move them back every single time you, like, you know, every single time they go through it. It's kind of funny. But, you know, I just wish they could go 2 ways. But hey, that's just little old me hoping that we could get stuff like that in the game. But alas, it's still a really cool enrichment item to begin with. There's a little decoration piece over there. There's a little, like, area for decoration I meant over there that I really didn't flesh out. I really do want to go back there and flesh it out a little bit more, just because it is a little barren. But hey, maybe I'll do that in the next episode. Who knows? I don't even know. I have the worst memory, guys. But here I am, just doing a little bit more work on, like, the bridges in between. So since I couldn't do the, I guess, the logs, I kind of opt for like a little bit more of wooden pathing, just make it look a little bit more like, you know, humans have been here, the FENNEC foxes have taken over. Papyrus bushes, I have forgotten all about these, and these guys are going to make some big appearances once I actually start working with some more water. And here I go, actually. So I kind of opt for deleting that, you know, kind of boring fence, and I actually do make this look like I carry over that nice settled in Moroccan look, I guess. And I have a little bit of abandoned ones over there. Absolutely loving the new grass over there as well. It's the perfect, like, broken down kind of rustic grass that you would imagine from, like, environments like that. And I also do this over here. I absolutely love doing stuff like that, where it's just like, you know, it's so precariously balanced on there, it just works. And I also do some fencing over here just to make sure that this place is, like, I don't know, just make sure it blends pretty well. Shout out to ZZ over there. I didn't use any of your fences, but I considered it, buddy. But yeah, I wanted to make my own custom one with the new mesh pieces. And I just love how well that came out with the mesh pieces and the, what are those? The pallets? Yeah, I just really do love the effect that that gives, so I really wanted to use those. And I just continue that throughout this entire area, just to kind of like shelter off that, you know, the underwater viewing for the rhinos, and kind of just give a new, like, you know, main street look to it, so the rhinos are kind of sheltered in their own area. Meanwhile, the fennec fox and like the main street is in its own regards, you know. So over here I do a little bit of a shade structure as well, just because I wanted to give a little bit more of, you know, opportunities for guests to stay cool in this area. And I put a little one of Eben's little carts under there so guests can get their little smoothies or their ice cream, and they can just like chill out on like a nice hot Kalahari day. And yeah, so for the shade structure itself, I want to do a little bit of a, I don't know, kind of like an organic look to it. So I was actually watching Drew stream at this time. Big shout out to Drew, absolutely grinding it away at the Star Wars build. Absolutely amazing and unique build. So if you guys haven't seen that, go check that out. But yeah, I originally wanted to do like something like Wyatt Andrews did with the, I don't know, I guess they're the prayer flags that he'd use for his Himalayan build. But no, I kind of opt for like, you know, a bit more of a, yeah, this is where all the textile people would throw their useless and like, you know, not their perfect rugs and stuff like that. So I do add a little bit of color to this area as well, and it makes it seem a lot more lived in. So that's like one of my favorite parts of this little area itself. I don't know, it just seems really cool in the end, and it gives like, quite literally, because it's all shade, ha 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 ha. And I also opt to use a little bit of ropes. Also, big complaint over here, we didn't get any straight FlexiColor ropes. I could not believe that. And I complain about it on Drew's stream right there. You can see me pause right there. But yeah, just adding a little bit more like stability over here. You wouldn't have like floating textiles, you know? So just adding a few of these in here, just making sure it seems a lot more, you know, structurally integral to this whole build, I guess. And yeah, just decorating this entire area, making it feel a lot more lived in. And that's something that I'm like trying to figure out throughout going through this entire build. It's filling up these areas in between and just making sure that we have these nice little, you know, it's like not the most important areas in the zoo, but it's just more areas that, you know, guests would tend to love. So we're actually hopping over to the live portion right now. I'll see you guys there. Goodbye. Also subscribe. Bye. Love you guys. Alright guys, well welcome back to the live portion of the speed build. So yeah, I really do hope you guys enjoyed it. It really was a little bit of a struggle trying to stay focused in it. I just kind of like, it's going to be split up into so many different parts. I just couldn't really focus at one time on this exhibit. Don't really know why, but you know, in the end it came out pretty good. So I just want to lead us through where we are right now. I did a little bit of work on this little plaza over here. I guess it's a little bit of a plaza. So I did a little bit of gardening and stuff, and I threw in Eben's little stand over here. Had some like nice fresh fruits and smoothies, I guess this is. He just has like such a wonderful eye for all that stuff. Anyways, we also have this little bit of a shade structure use. It pretty much took up half the speed build, I'll be honest. I'm just trying to figure out like the best way to bring shade into here, and I really did want to use these big pillars as well, so I felt like having these suspended canvases right on top of here would have provided a lot of nice shade structure. And you could sip your smoothie right here, and you can look at like the fallen archways and stuff like that. So you guys saw originally I built these ones first. I really did just want to cover like, you know, just bringing this architecture over and making it come to like the rest of the exhibits and stuff like that. So I have this beam right here. Well, not beam, this like row of fences. This does remind me of like, I'm not sure if you guys remember, but the Zoo Tycoon 2 Marine Mania fence. Very specific, I know, yeah. But it just reminds me a lot about that. But, you know, it just makes me happy. And we can see right into the fennec fox enclosure right here. Let me turn that light off. And yeah, these guys have a lot of room to go around. So you'll notice during this first part of the speed build, I'll probably talk about like my qualms with it at first. But we're not even playing. That explains why he was looking like that. I was just trying to use those new logs, like these ones over here, as a way to get them to cross from A to B. Unfortunately, it didn't really work out too well. I probably may include the video of it working in there if I'm a complete dummy, but I don't know, we'll see. They do end up using it for the most part, but in the ways that I want them to use it, it really doesn't work out too well. As we can see from their little habitat traversable area, they can still manage to have, like, navigate this entire chasm. And I don't know, I just really wanted to have this little bit of, I don't know, it's a different exhibit design. I really do like it, and I love like the one-way glass over there. It really does add to the experience. It really gives it a lot more like a stained glass look to it, and I really do love how it came out. And you can look into the exhibit from right over here, completely unobstructed, and it looks really good. But this is the main view over here, so you walk over here from, like, you know, where the rhinos are, and right across the street from them. I love this part over here. I don't know why, I just really wanted to put this archway over here, and it fits so well. Like, this is one of the places where you would just, like, love to sit, maybe have your picture taken. It just looks really nice. But, no, just starting to, like, flesh out this area a little bit more. This is easily, like, you know, this is a little fantasy right here. You could probably easily jump into that exhibit, but, you know, let's not really worry about that. So, I don't know. I really love this acacia tree right here. It adds so much more shade, not only to there, but to here as well. And this is definitely like a Mike Sheets trick. He definitely mentions that, you know, a lot of these, wow, sorry about that, that a lot of, like, zoos tend to really emphasize shade and stuff like that, because especially in, like, a hot area, you would want to, like, seek out as much shade as possible, so that works out really good over there. But yeah, these FENNEC foxes really seem to like this exhibit. Not really much for them to do over here. I love how the wood came out too. So I just combined, like, the Australia beams as well as the new painted wood that we have in the new set. And yeah, they just really love their exhibit. They just like to sleep a lot though, so don't wake them up. But yeah, I really do love these guys. Let's wake them up. I know I just said not to, but I want to see them move. But yeah, besides that, we have all that extra room to work with over there, and I have a little plan for the penguins, so don't worry about those guys. But yeah, I just really do love how these guys came out. And Frontier did such an amazing job with them. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to report on, guys. Hope you guys are liking all the recent content recently. I know it's a little bit of a bombardment with everyone just adding everything that they're doing, but I hope you guys are still liking good old little content. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and have a great day.